Do you know 1 in 5 people in the UK are currently facing economic poverty? The Methodist Church has a vision for new Christian communities amongst people who are really struggling financially. We're calling it Church at the Margins. It's a vision of a new movement. And here are several stories of people doing things differently in their communities.
Hello, my name is Jonathan.
My name is Neil Johnson.
I'm Liesl, and I'm a pioneer deacon here at Wellington Methodist Open Door Church.
So nearly 20 years ago, a friend and a colleague came to me and said, could you build a new Christian community on Jesus' parable of the Great Feast? Imagine you knew nothing about God or Jesus or the church. All you knew was this parable, a parable of welcome, a parable of new life.
The project started with the sale of one of the chapels in Barrow Hill a few years ago. The circuit felt like they didn't want to give up on that community and they didn't want to give up being a church presence there.
So the church discovered that it's become disconnected from its community, especially those on the economic margins experiencing poverty, and wanted to address this. So in conversations with people directly, they discovered what the real needs were and felt that they could then address those. One of our community members had a vision, and they felt that they were in the middle of a really stormy sea, with the church being a safe haven within the sea. And as they came out of the turbulence and all of those experiences, they felt that this was a place that offered them welcome and belonging and safety, and where they could be a part of a community. And that is the vision of this place, to be that for others.
Most of the people that we welcome as guests are living their lives at the very margins of our society. Everyone is welcome because the table of Jesus Christ is big enough for all.
So Wellington is definitely one of those churches where we do not expect people to come and be in a certain way or behave in a certain way or to come at certain times. We are a church that is open most days of the week, accessible as often as we can be.
The number of people that we welcomed as guests have now become part of our host team. Our hosts now come from all parts of the city, from different backgrounds, with different lived experiences.
The way we intentionally talk about God is through listening to where people are at. We listen to people's stories and we listen to what's happening in their lives. And there's been times where I felt it appropriate that we stop and pray together. And in the community in Barrow Hill, we talk about faith and what we believe.
We are a church that is open most days of the week, accessible as often as we can be, and want to just be that place of welcome where people can come and be who God has called them to be, where we can listen and share and do life together.
When these people come to us, yes, we offer them a welcome meal. And yes, we offer them friendship. But we try to offer them more than that.
The vision is simple: to create new places for new people, to introduce new people to the good news of Jesus, and to begin new Christian communities.
The new Christian community seeks justice, nurtures fellowship, and furthers Christian discipleship. You could look at what we're doing and say, well, that's not particularly complex. It's not exactly rocket science. And you'd be right.
This has come from not doing church to people and community to people. It's about drawing alongside and meeting people where they are at and doing it together.
What we're doing is all about friendship. It's about human relationships. It's about breaking down the barriers between us as human beings. I can honestly say that we are sowing the seeds of hope, and that gives us hope that we're doing God's will, that we're creating something wonderful for the time ahead.
So the question is whether you are willing to accept God's invitation and become part of a movement that establishes new Christian communities amongst those facing poverty.